Hi folks, today we're doing a review of the Thrustmaster Firestorm Dual Analog 3 PC game controller. Now we'll just take a look at the box before we take a look at the controller itself. It's quite a detailed box, it's nice looking. There's a fair bit of information on here, the usual multilingual instructions on the back, but if you want the English ones, they're actually on the side. So just some of the features on here. It's plug and play USB connection, just connect and play, nothing to install, so no drivers, it should work straight out of the box. 2 fully progressive mini sticks, that's the actual analog controllers, hence why this is called dual analog. 1 multi-directional digital D-pad, so if you prefer to work off the D-pad, it comes with that as well. 12 digital action buttons. I'll be honest with you, I can only find 10, so if somebody else knows where the other 2 buttons come in to play, I'd be very much pleased to know. 1 mode button with LED for maximum compatibility with your games. I think what that does is it allows certain buttons to change their function slightly, so if you are having problems getting it to work with one particular game, you can use the mode button and you may find it works better. And it's optimised, comfortable handling with easy access to all functions, and it is compatible with Windows XP and Windows Vista. Now I have this set up on Windows 7, and I can confirm it also works with Windows 7 and also the 64-bit version. It's also compatible with Mac, with the MacBook, the PowerBook, the Mac Pro, the Mac Mini and the iMac. And as we discovered, it's just a USB connection. So that's really it for the box. What we need to do now is take a look at the game controller itself. So here we are, here is the controller itself, the Thrustmaster Dual Analog 3 out of the box, and as you can see you've got the 2 analog controllers. Now I love these, absolutely love them. If you're playing something like a football or a soccer sim, which is really why I bought this to be honest, I find those are invaluable just for getting the precise movement. I find it easy to kind of roll it around. Some people prefer the D-pad, and you've got that option on there as I've already stated. You've got 4 buttons on here, 2 buttons there, 2 buttons there, and then 2 buttons underneath at the back, and then this is the zone button, which I mentioned to you. As I say, it says it has 12. I've counted 10 with the 4 there, the 4 there, and the 2 there, not counting the zone button. Not too sure where they get 12 from. It's possible that they count that one, and maybe they count the D-pad as well as a button. I'm not too sure. Sometimes manufacturers will do things like that, so you have to be a bit careful. But anyway, whatever. 10 buttons or 12, it's more than enough for most games. And again, most games will allow you to set these so you can control the game how you wish. But if I have one criticism of this gamepad, it's that there is absolutely no markers on these at all, so you don't know which is button 1, 2, 3 or 4. You've got to kind of work that out for yourself. Now if you go into your game controller application in Windows, then you can work that out, but it's a little bit annoying. You know, if you get some of the PlayStation style controllers, they'll have the X and the circle and what have you on there, so you can at least distinguish them, and it's a little bit easier. I loaded up Pro Evolution Soccer, and when you launch the setup program for that, it basically uses the PlayStation controller symbols. Now, you know, it's no help if the symbols aren't on there, so it's taken me a short while just to get the hang of what each button is supposed to be doing. So that's my one criticism of this controller, and if it could be improved, I would like to see, if they're not marked on the actual gamepad itself, I'd like to see some instructions come with it. Now you don't get any instructions at all, and neither is there anything on the Thrustmaster website which indicates which button is which. So a little disappointing, particularly as I would regard Thrustmaster as a half decent make. I've had a steering wheel from them before, and it was a pretty good wheel. So Thrustmaster, if you're listening, please, 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 some instructions or something would be rather useful. But other than that, to use, I would say it's ergonomic. I find it quite easy to hold. You can really reach all the buttons very easily with 2 hands. Obviously I'm only holding it in one hand at the moment because I've got my camera in the other. I do have a tendency to hit these ones by accident, but that's probably more to do with me than the controller itself. So playing a game and hitting that and pausing the game can be a little bit annoying, particularly if you're in the middle of a very delicate manoeuvre. But I think that's more a case of user being a little too over enthusiastic rather than an inherent problem with the controller. But anyway, these aren't too expensive. They're reasonably priced, good value for money controllers. Probably not the best, but they're certainly not the cheapest either. So if you're in the market for a reasonable price controller that's going to do a good job, then I'd certainly recommend the Thrustmaster Dual Analog 3, even with my reservations about the buttons, because you can get used to it, and once you have done, it really isn't so much of an issue. So that's it. Thanks very much for watching this video review. Please do subscribe to my channel, and there'll be more video reviews coming soon and some more modding updates. Thank you very much.